It all started with a feeling I couldn't shake. For months, I noticed subtle changes in my wife's behavior. Late night texts, unexplained absences, sudden interest in dressing up, and that peculiar smile she gave when her phone buzzed. At first, I tried to convince myself I was imagining things, that paranoia was clouding my judgment. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. One evening, she told me she had plans to go on a date. She laughed it off like it was harmless. A meeting with an old friend, nothing serious. But the way she avoided eye contact, the hesitation in her voice, and the quick change in topic told me the truth. This wasn't innocent. I asked questions, tried to persuade her to tell me the whole story, but she brushed me off with a casual, "Don't be silly. It's just a date." I wanted to confront her, to beg her not to betray me, to try and salvage what we had. But something inside me snapped. I realized that no argument, no plea, would stop her if she had already made up her mind. So I made a decision that would change everything. I left the country. I packed a bag, booked a flight, and left without a scene. No shouting, no confrontation, no tears. I needed distance to think, to breathe, and to avoid doing something I would regret. As the plane lifted off, I felt a strange mix of relief and heartbreak. I was leaving behind the life I had built, the home I had loved, and the woman I had trusted. While I was away, I kept myself busy with work, new cities, and the anonymity of being somewhere completely foreign. But every day, a part of me lingered on her, wondering what she was doing, who she was with, and how she could be so casual about destroying our marriage. A week later, I saw proof of what I had feared. Pictures, texts, and messages made it clear she had not only gone on that date, but had embraced it fully. The betrayal cut deep, but strangely, the distance I had given myself softened the initial fury. I didn't need to confront her in anger. I didn't need to beg for an apology that would never be sincere. I had clarity, and that was worth more than revenge. When I returned, everything had changed. She tried to act normal, to pretend nothing had happened. But I had already seen the truth, and I couldn't unsee it. I had learned that love isn't always enough to keep two people together. Trust, respect, and honesty matter more than a shared history, more than years of companionship. Without them, even the strongest bonds can unravel. The confrontation, when it finally came, wasn't dramatic. I calmly told her I knew everything, from the date to the lies, and that I couldn't continue living with someone who had betrayed me so completely. She tried to defend herself, to claim it was just a mistake, to say she still loved me. But love isn't just words, it's actions. And her actions had shattered everything we had built. I moved out, legally separated, and began rebuilding my life. It wasn't easy, loss always leaves scars, but I discovered a new strength within myself. Leaving the country before confronting her had given me perspective. It taught me that sometimes the best response to betrayal isn't a fight, but removing yourself from the situation entirely and reclaiming your dignity. In the end, she had her date, her choices, and her freedom. I had mine too. Freedom from lies, from betrayal, and from someone who had proven they didn't value what we shared. And for the first time in months, I felt peace. I had left not just a country, but a life built on deception. And in doing so, I had finally found myself.